very much. Thank you. Well, of late, there's been a spate of suicide cases recorded. Very, very tragic, you know. And I don't know if you remember, some few weeks ago, I warned Ghanaians to stop making fun of suicide as an issue, you know, making cartoons and silly remarks. I thought, you know, you don't know what somebody goes through to get to the point where they say, I'm going to end my life. So don't judge them, don't condemn them, at least reach out to them. And I'm very, very happy today to say that I'm going to be talking to somebody, a lady who has an organization, a foundation, who are reaching out to people at the brink. This is what we need, people who will reach out and intervene so that they don't commit suicide. And she's here, and she's going to talk to us. But it's very interesting to know that she herself has tried it 3 times. Let us meet Hilda Apieni. Put your hands together for Hilda. There we go. There. Have a seat, Hilda. Thank you so much for coming. It's good to have you here.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm so happy to be here.
Pleasure. I'm happy you're happy. So we're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, Hilda is in the house. We'll be right back.
Don't worry, the KSM Show will be back in a flash. Well, almost.
Okay. Hilda, welcome to the show one more time.
Thank you.
It's so good to
I've watched you all these years. And
really?
I've never met you in person.
Well, now you're sitting right
so
in front of me.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, let me tell you how we linked up. Because I saw a post from Gifty.
Yeah.
Gifty.
Nana,
Hey, I saw a post from my water as well, sort of commenting on why people are becoming so heartless and suicide is not a joke. And I read that comment and I was bigging up. I says, yeah, you know. And then we started exchanging, chatting, and then she mentioned I could speak with you.
Yeah.
So let's talk today a little bit. For those of you who have people who have gotten to that point, it's time to get them to watch this show. And for those who have not got to that point, hopefully you will never get there. Yeah. But let's talk a little bit, Hilda. You got there and you actually tried it. From what I hear, you drank Parazone?
I took Parazone. That was the first trial. And it was a relationship breakdown, actually. So I felt that this was a person I had built my whole life around. So if this was not going to work, then there was no need to leave.
Really?
Yes. So I took Parazone and then I was rushed to the hospital. So they admitted me for 2 days and then they discharged me. Unfortunately, they only treated me for the Parazone. Then they discharged me. They didn't refer me to any psychiatrist or a counselor. They didn't even ask me what caused me to do that. They just treated me with their various drugs and then discharged me the following day. I think about 3 days later, I was in the office. And then I had a call from the reception that there was a policeman looking for me. I was like, a policeman for what? So when I came down, then he said a gentleman had come to make a report that I tried to commit suicide. So the commander asked him to come for me.
Wow.
So I followed him. We got to the station and then the commander was like, you don't look to me like somebody who wants to die. But you know that attempted suicide is a crime in Ghana and you can be prosecuted. I said, no, I didn't know. But what was worrying me, if you even imprison me, I don't think it will cause me any pain because actually I want to exit this earth. So putting me in prison or behind bars, I don't think it would be able to ease the pain that I'm already going through. So he was like, okay, I think this lady needs help and not jail. Then I said, yeah, I think you are right. If you can help me, then I would need that. So I felt that, okay, I tried it the first time and I didn't succeed. And now I've gotten to know that it's a crime. So why don't I find a better way
to do it?
Yes, that if I'm going to do it the next time, then I have to succeed. Because if they arrest me the next time, they may not, leave me. So anytime I'm driving, then I meet a vehicle bigger than my saloon car coming, then I'm like, I just have to speed and then crash in. maybe I would just, then something would say, what if you don't die, if you break your legs and all that. Then when I get to the office and then we have a very tall building to the ninth floor, I would have, you know,
thoughts of jumping
going
over?
to the last floor and then, you know, jumping over. But luckily for me, God being so good, a friend of mine in the US, when I discussed with her, these were the thoughts that I had. She was like, no, Hilda, you have to come to the US. And I said, okay. For her, she thought that if I come, maybe just the change of environment for some time would help. So when I got there, then she said, I think that you would need to see a psychiatrist. So she took me to a psychiatrist, and then I was taken through psychotherapy. And that was the turning point of my life.
What did the psychotherapy teach you about yourself?
It restructured my thinking. It made me realize that that relationship was just one point in my life. And I had a bigger portion of my life ahead of me. So if I'm going to take my life just because of that small portion, then what happens to the rest of the life? And then I used to blame myself. Okay, maybe it's because I'm not good. That's why the relationship didn't work. Maybe I'm not beautiful. Then the psychotherapist taught me that I shouldn't blame myself for somebody's mistakes or the fact that a relationship did not work. Does not mean that it depended on one person. It was a two-way thing. So you don't base your whole life on just one particular situation or one problem or one thing that happened. Yeah.
So it changed your perspectives on life and thinking and everything.
I saw a bigger world because I saw my life just revolving around this person. But now I saw that no, there were other people out there who appreciated me and who would value me regardless of what happens in life. And so I didn't need to die for just that one. And I was also looking at, I had spent like over 5 years of my life. So I felt I had wasted it. And she was like, you don't know how many years you still have ahead of you. So why calculate those 5 years and then, and it's been over 7 years now. I'm married now with 4 kids. So it's like, I would have wasted all that just because of one situation.
Wow. And listening to you, I get the sense that when people get to that point, like you did, obviously they have a worldview that is now so narrowed.
Yes.
And it's centered around maybe
that
one
particular
person.
situation, yes.
One situation,
yes. I remember one of my pastors was like, oh, Hilda, but you are so spiritual. Didn't you even remember one Bible verse? And I was like, at that point, as a matter of nothing mattered. I was in pain. My heart was aching. And all I needed to do was, okay, if I exit, it's done. Nothing, you know, could draw me back except that work that was done. The psychotherapy was really magical. They don't take decisions for you. They help you yourself to understand, to come up with the negatives that you've been concentrating on and then concentrate on the positives. Because in life, no matter the situation, there are always negatives and there will definitely be positives.
So you've been through all of this. If you hear right now, and there's been all over people committing suicide, some of them are relationships, as a matter of fact. You know, so you know, you've been there, that somebody has gone there and committed suicide. How do you see it now? Is this something like, oh, I understand where they're coming from, or you just see as, no, they really needed help that they do? How do you see it?
Yeah, I feel both. Sometimes it gives me flashbacks. It reminds me of the point I got to. And then it also gives me a lot of pain, especially the state of mental health and then suicide in Ghana. Anytime I hear this, my reaction alone, people are like, you know, do you know the person? And I said, no, because I would have been one of the statistics. I got to that point, and I know how it feels, and I know that if the person got just a little help at that point, the person wouldn't have taken that decision. Suicide is just a decision, a temporary decision the person takes because of the pain, not realizing that that decision would be a permanent one. The person.
So they take a temporary decision on a permanent, something that's going to be permanent.
And you can't reverse it. So it's so painful, and I think that all stakeholders have to come on board, especially our mental health situation in Ghana. We don't have places where people can go when they are emotional. We don't even regard emotional. If you tell somebody, I'm not feeling, the person is like, get over it. This is just a relationship. Relationships break. Why are you taking it so lightly? But what might hurt you would not hurt me. The magnitude of the pain in me when something happens might not be the same.
Anything for me.
That is it. So we all have our various strengths and capacities. For these 2-3 weeks, it's been a lot of pain for me. And I've been moving from various radio stations. I just had an interview with BBC this morning because I think that if we do something, if we all come on board, we can have a suicide-free Ghana. That is my dream. A suicide-free Ghana is possible.
Okay.
If we all come on board.
And I see it's you linked it a lot to the mental health.
Yes.
When the person gets to that point, mentally, is their health questionable as well?
Yes.
It is.
Yes. Because over 95% of suicide is caused by depression. Yes. And the person gets depressed over time. For me, it wasn't just one incident. The relationship broke a long time ago, but I was trying to fix something that was not fixable. And you know, my strength was depleting with time. It's not working. Then I said, no, it must work. It will work. Then the next day you are going down and down, and then another problem was that I didn't talk to people. I didn't seek. Yes, I
you didn't have friends, or you just kept it to yourself?
I had friends. I felt that this was my problem. So some of my friends, even when they got to hear it, they were like, when did this happen? Hilda is always smiling. She's always happy. And that is the myth.
I see.
They think that people who are always happy don't get depressed. It's not true.
Some could be masking their depression with their smile.
I was masking it because I didn't want people to ask me, is there anything wrong? So even if there's nothing to giggle about, you know, I'll giggle. Just to
So they were
hide.
shocked when they heard you.
They were shocked. And some, so they do not believe it because they can't place when it happened. They've never seen me moody. They've never, like, at a point in time for a week seen that Hilda is not talking, or no. I still talk. But when I get back home, when I'm alone, then I brood over it. I strategize. Okay, what is the next thing to do? Without anybody's knowledge. So we have to be more concerned about people. We have to try to get closer to people that we can even see the pain beyond the smiles that they put up. Then we can help them when the need arises. And those who are also in it, let's try to seek help. There's no crime in it. If you are going through something, that's why God created us, so many of us. Just seek help from whoever you can. There are a lot of help now that we have a lot of NGOs. We are always available. Just call us. Wherever you are in this country, I promise you, I would definitely get in touch and then see how best we can
Show
help.
some love. Show some love. I'm going to take your number. Before I take your number, you said you tried it 3 times. So what were the other 2 occasions?
The second time was the crashing in
the car.
Yes, it was just a thought. I didn't do it. Then the third one was
on the
jumping.
floor.
Yes.
Jumping.
Yes. So you see that all the incidents that have happened lately, it's like there were things the only one I didn't think of was the hanging. And that was because actually I don't know how the rope is even even tied, because most people use that because that one, it hardly fails. And I had gotten, after the police report, I had gotten to that point that I didn't want to fail anymore.
But quickly, the policeman somehow impresses me because he's supposed to bring you in for a crime.
Yes.
But after interrogating you, he says this girl doesn't need.
Yes, that was the intervention of the commander. The Ashama. I've always tried to keep in touch with him, but he's gone on pension now.
Oh, what's his name?
Mr. Awuni. He was the commander at Ashama. Yeah.
So he didn't treat it like a crime.
No.
He wanted help for you.
He was there for me till I left for the US. Even when I came back, he kept in touch. And when I was even getting married, he wanted to come.
Really?
Like he became like a father.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
he was actually there. Because if he hadn't intervened, definitely, probably I would have. Normally, the jail term is, because we have people serving jail terms for attempted suicide, 2 to 5 years. So I would have probably come out of jail or still serving my term, depending on how the trial went. Yeah.
Wow.
So he helped.
Well, what's his name again, Mr. You remember what's the name?
Mr. Winnie.
Mr. Winnie, wherever you are.
I don't know the rank, but he's
wherever you are, big up to you.
Yeah.
Big up, change some love, man. Oh, wow. So, well, first of all, thank you for coming to share this with us. You know, people watching.
Yeah.
What's your? You said everything though,
Yes.
but if I want you to speak directly to the camera, where's the camera? This one here, and reach out to them. You know.
Yeah. My message is very simple. There is nothing on this earth that happens to you that is worth taking your life for. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because if it is a relationship, you can always build a relationship. And life is the most important thing you have. So don't take a permanent decision because of a temporary situation. Just always seek for help when you need it and stay focused. Just remember that the best is always yet to come. Your life is ahead of you, not behind. Whatever has happened now is going to be in the past. Thank you.
Give it up, 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 give it up. And that was fantastic. You know, you can't find a permanent solution to a problem that's just temporary. I like that soundbite is sticking in my head. But what's your number? You can get a number, website, whatever people can get to reach you.
The website is fflghana.org, and our number is 026 55 96 722. You can get us on Twitter, you can get us on Instagram, you can get me on Facebook, Favor Foundation for Life, or FFL. We are always available anytime of the day, at any moment in your life. Just call us. When you're in pain, call us. When you are happy, we'll also celebrate with you. Thank you.
Fantastic, fantastic. I got so involved. I didn't ask. You're married, right?
Yes.
Okay. And
to a very wonderful man who is supporting me in all of this. Yes. Mr. Oscar Kwame Brown.
Mr. Kwame Brown.
Oscar Kwame Brown, yes.
Show Kwame Brown. Fantastic. So he knows the history and he understands
everything.
And he's part of the foundation?
He's part of the foundation. To the young ladies, I was young, I was like 23 at the time. It's like when we are in a relationship, we think that, you know, as for this person, it must work. Don't force it. And if it is not working, don't think that that is the end of your life. No, it is not the end. There are a lot of good men out there, and you will have your own. It's just a matter of time. You got this one. Why are you thinking that if this one ends, then that's the end of... No, it's not the end of your life. Just put yourself together. Add some value to yourself. Improve your life. And, you know, the right person will come and value you and love you the right way. Don't end your life.
Amen. Thank you so much. There's nothing I can say or add to that. It's been brilliant, and I'm sure that we're going to get calls from people who need the help.
Yeah.
And folks, you have the number there. Use it if you need the help. Or if you know somebody who needs the help, let them use it.
Yeah.
And Hilda, thank you one more time.
Thank you.
And let's do it one more time. All right. Let's stick around, folks. We'll be right back.
If you're having as much fun as I am, stay tuned. If you're not, you need deliverance. We'll be right back.